So in today's video, I want to talk to you about a surprising way to overcome fear. And if you're anything like me, in this space and place and time in history, what we do when we've got a problem is we get on the internet and we ask Mr. Google, how do we overcome fear, right? And I'm sure that if you're watching this video and you've not come across me before, you will have already probably Googled how to overcome fear before now. And I think that what I'm going to talk to you about today might be very different to maybe what you've seen or heard in the past. As a positive psychology coach and as a mindset coach of nearly 30 years, one of the things that I'm going to talk to you about is how to have a different conversation with fear. My name's Andrea. I am an international mindset, voice and business coach. I'm a certified positive psychology coach, a best-selling business author, Forbes Coaches Council member, and I'm an international speaker. I want to talk to you about having a conversation with fear. I don't believe in there being negative emotions or positive emotions. As far as I'm concerned, they're just emotions. And emotions inform our body and our systems in which direction we should take. They're like our internal sat-nav. And one of the things that fear tells us to do is to stop, because fear is our protection mechanism. It's one of our 5 essential emotions, and it should be respected, and it should be honoured, and it should be listened to. And then what we do is we make a choice about how we move forward. So this isn't a video about how to feel the fear and move forward anyway. This isn't a video about faking it till you make it. This isn't a video about you pretending to be something that you're not until it magically clicks. This is a video about how to recognise fear. We'll talk about that in a second. And it's a video about how to then move through and negotiate and work with your fear so that you can progress and move forward and create the things that you desire in your life and business. So let's identify fear. Procrastination, inertia, perfectionism, anxiety, comparisonitis, imposter syndrome. All of these things are forms of fear. If you recognise any of those, and if you know that you do any of those behaviours or even all of them, then it's time for you to have a conversation with your fear. My suggestion is to sit and breathe and ask yourself inwardly, what are you scared of? What's the real thing that's stopping you? Why is your body trying to keep you safe? Why is your brain telling you that there's danger ahead? Oftentimes in business, certainly with entrepreneurs, it's what we call the Big Leap Syndrome. An amazing book, Big Leap by Gay Hendricks. Read it if you haven't already. And in that book, he talks about what happens to us as we grow and as we leap and as we go to the next level. And what we know is human beings are scared of the unknown. What we know is human beings don't like change very much. We might relish change, but actually internally, there's always going to be fear of something that we're not familiar with. We also may have other stories from our past and other experiences which are informing us. There may be trauma information going on there. There may be all kinds of stuff where your body is saying, stop, you're not safe. And sometimes that's incredibly helpful. And aren't we grateful that we have that system available to us? Most of the time, certainly in today's day and age, when we're not being chased by large animals, when we're not, in imminent danger, actually what we need to do is work out why we feel scared, identify it. Then what we need to do is change it and move forward. So I'm going to talk to you about something called child state. Child state can also sometimes be called victim state. You may have heard that, you may have heard child state. That is a space where human beings sit when we are sick, when we are tired, when we are scared, when we're in scarcity. So if you're scared about money, if you're scared about a relationship, if you're scared about conflict, if you're scared about growth, if you're scared about failing, all of these things will put you into what we call child state. And the best way to get out of child state is to become creator. So the 2 C's, child state becomes creator. Now, if you recognise that you're in child state, you have a choice. And your choice is, do I sit with it for a bit? And that is totally valid. If you're really scared about something and you've got anxiety, or you've just had a panic attack, or you're sick because you're scared, because fear makes us sick, then of course you need to give your body some time. You need to give your system some time to replenish so that you can change state effectively. And then you still choose to move forward. If you're scared and you are in a space where you're like, okay, I'm comparing myself to everybody. I've got imposter syndrome, which means that I think that I'm a fraud and somebody's going to find me out. And if I'm visible And if I start going live on social media or speaking on stage or writing that book or standing up as a coach or whatever it might be, whatever it is that you're doing in that expert space, what I want you to do is I want you to listen into yourself and ask yourself what you're really scared of. What is your body trying to protect you from? And then what I want you to do is I want you to think about the goal. I want you to get your eyes on the prize. So if you've got a vision of what you want to create in your life and business, and you know that the fear is stopping you from getting there, you're stuck because of the fear, then what I want you to do is I want you to say, fear, I'm so grateful that you've taken care of me for all of this time. You've done such an amazing job of protecting me. And right now you're in my way. So I'd like you to stand behind me, because if you're by the side of me or in front of me, I can't move forward. Fear, thank you so much for protecting me. Please stand behind me and I'm going to go forward. And I promise I'll come back to you whenever I need you. That's the other thing. You've got to have a conversation with it. And I know it sounds, like it's not going to work, but it does. It's amazing that this system really works. So you have a conversation with your fear. You're grateful for your fear and you say thank you to it. You find out why it's protecting you and then you ask it to stand behind you. Then you get the vision of what you want to create and you keep your eyes on that vision, and that should propel you forward. And your purpose, your why you want to do something, and the vision needs to be stronger than your fear. So you need to be propelled forward rather than kept back by your fear. And the thing that you've got, which is pulling you forward, needs to be so much stronger. There needs to be so much more emotional content in the excitement and the joy and the servitude and whatever it is which is pulling you forward. You have to get to that space. And when you've got to that space, there won't be space for fear to be there. Let me know on social media by commenting below. You can hit that little subscribe button. All you need to do is do those steps. Have a conversation with your fear. Get your eyes on the prize. Get propelled by your vision. Ask your fear to stand behind you, and off you go.